Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise in opposition to Senate Bill 1EX because it does not comply with Judge Jones' federal order, and I'm here to tell you why. As mentioned by my colleague, this Republican proposal, unfortunately, is nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to maintain the status quo and continue to disenfranchise Black voters. In other words, the Republican proposal is a hoax. In the specific areas where the court found Voting Rights Act violations, the majority proposal moves nearly as many Black residents out of existing Black majority districts as it moves into existing Black majority districts. What do I mean by that? I mean that a net of only approximately 3,000 Black voters in the voter dilution area identified by the court were moved into Black majority districts. To add insult to injury, Republicans are trying to cover up this hoax with smoke and mirrors. They attempt to obscure what has been done in this map by reassigning the district numbers of multiple existing incumbents. But they cannot hide the truth. The truth is that this Republican map dilutes Black voting power, just like the 2021 Republican map did. The Republican map does little, if anything, to improve Black voters' ability to elect candidates of their choice. So let's look at Senate District 17, it's gray and in the middle of the map, in Henry and Clayton counties. The proposed Republican map creates the quote-unquote new Black majority district by simply moving Black voters from Senate Districts 10 and 44, who were already in Black majority districts. In other words, almost every Black voter in this new Senate District 17 was already in a Black majority district under the 2021 map. The Republican map also takes Black voters from Senate District 42, a non-Black majority district located outside of the court's vote dilution area of focus, into already majority Black districts. Moreover, rather than remedy Senate District 17 as enacted in 2021, which Judge Jones specifically found to be unlawful, Republicans simply renamed the district Senate District 42 and kept its configuration the same with minimal changes. Lastly, the Republican map moves Black majority precincts in Newton County and Covington out of a Black majority district. Simply put, Republicans are shuffling around Black voters like a deck of cards rather than trying to comply with the Voting Rights Act. Is it too much to ask in this day and age to treat Black voters with the dignity and respect that they deserve? As noted in a memo dated November 28th, 2023 from the ACLU representing the plaintiffs, a prime illustration of how the Republican map fails to rectify vote dilution, as ordered by the court, is seen through Alpha Phi Alpha plaintiff Eric Woods, who lives in Tyrone, Georgia. Under the Republican map, Mr. Woods would continue to reside in a non-Black majority district, Senate District 16. Indeed, the Republican map leaves Senate District 16 entirely unchanged, despite the fact that Mr. Woods proved his case and prevailed in court. The Republican map provides Mr. Woods and others similarly situated with no relief at all. As with the House Republican map, this map is unlawful. It does not follow Judge Jones's order, and Judge Jones can and should reject this map. Now, y'all can read the maps just as we can read the maps, and y'all have lawyers just as we have lawyers, right? And it looks like to me that y'all want to send these maps back to court, and not just to the district court, but to the 11th Circuit as well. And that means that it could be years before these maps are finally sorted. That means that voters are going to face years of uncertainty and flip-flopping of districts and representation. And let's not forget our county election officials who have to undergo major adjustments every time a boundary is changed. That costs money, and I hope we'll be considering appropriate budget adjustments to support our election officials come January. But in any event, because of these maps, we will see years of uncertainty. Our voters lose, our election officials lose, just so a few Republican senators won't have more competitive districts. It is amazing the lengths this body will go just to deny Black voters an equal opportunity. And so I urge my fellow colleagues to vote no against these unlawful maps that continue to dilute the voting power of Black voters. Vote no against this Republican show of smoke and mirrors that continues to discriminate. All I am asking for is fair maps that give every Georgian the ability to freely elect their candidate of choice. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well.